nutter. But you really wanted to know that, didn't you? He's been bugging us in the kitchen for the last 20 minutes, and you know something's up. Checked his bowl, no water and food, he's got it. So, and I thought he was more happy with me being in the dining room, but I'll tell you all about that when the review starts. So, Sixex from Holt Brewery. I class this as a Christmas beer. There's a load of writing on the back, and if I had a better light, I would be able to read it. But being as not so good light, I won't be able to read it. 6%. I got seen this. I think it was last year, B&M bargains. Really hoping to catch some nice beers from them. I'm using my Holt B glass. Paid a £5 for this little beauty. Got this fella in a beer haul from Holt, and they did an amazing deal. 12 bottles, mixed bottles. You can get 12 of what you like. 19 quid. Free delivery. Hence why I also bought the glass. I thought, wow, let's get in. I don't mind paying £5 for the glass, but I'm getting free delivery. So yeah, let's crack on. So I've just bottled up my Barolo wine, which you can see in another video. I've just transferred the pear wine experiment to another fermentation bucket. So now I can ditch the pears and the sediment and all that. And tomorrow, once I ain't got enough bottles to bottle up my beer. So that'll be tomorrow now. So 2 more homebrew videos tomorrow. We're on a roll. But now, it's all about the beer in a new glass. Well, second time I've used it. I used it for the 1849 Champion Ale, as you do. Yeah, I had this last year. Came out as a Christmas. For me, it was a Christmas beer. I class it as a Christmas beer, and that's what's going on the review when I actually post it. So, black in colour, even though there is a black ring, so it's harder to see. With a light tan head. All about the malt on the nose. 6%, like I've already said. Same strength as Sadler's Christmas Pudding Stout, which is one of my very, very, very favourite beers. Oh, I've actually got a bottle here that I didn't know I had. I'm still 10 litres shy of what I need. Because I'm bottling the beer up. So I might need to drink some beer tonight, next some beer. Just to get some bottles in. I'm sure the wife will love that. So, Nottingham now, we are in tier 3 restrictions. And what do you see on BBC News tonight? Students, teenagers, all on the streets, no social distancing, no masks, bugger all, drinking together, dancing together, and a big up yours to the people of Nottingham. And it's all right, them, yes, students and the teenagers don't get it amongst themselves. Well, they get it, it doesn't do too much damage. Them idiots that are there only need to touch one thing, cough on one thing, that person pass it to another person, and then it goes up through the chain to the people that it does get and does kill. Yep. And whether you believe all the coronavirus or not, you know, there's a thing, you're in a different city. A lot of these people aren't Nottingham's people. You're in a different city. Show some bloody respect. You know, if it was a colour thing, you'd show the respect, like a lot of people did earlier this year. You know, show respect to those that are dying of it in care homes, the elderly, the vulnerable. You know, it's all about respect, isn't it, in life? Yeah. But this is not just Nottingham that's happened, and you've seen it around the country where they've done it, and it shows a blatant disrespect. What if the next coronavirus kills teenagers and students? Would it be unfair then? Would they be not happy if it was all the older people who come out going, yeah? It does make you wonder, doesn't it? You know. Oh. So a true malt beer. With some elements of rich fruits. So it's not as in your face, not in your face, but certainly not as prevalent as the likes of King Goblin and, you know, the Sadler's Christmas Pudding Stout. But That's a little beauty. Dog's still running around. Still thinks he's one of the. He's a 13-year-old dog. And you know, in dog years, that's basically equivalent to 91. He's got a gammy back leg, but you know when he goes for a crap, he runs around like, yeah, I've won the World Cup, yeah, and he always has done. It's always been this thing. He'll go for a shit, and I mean the odd time we've took him out because he doesn't like going out on fields. He got bit as a puppy by my brother's dog of all dogs, who sadly isn't here anymore. Labrador, died at 9 years old. And then he also got terrorised a bit as a puppy. And, you know, I think when you show that you're scared, like humans, you know, if you show that you're worried about something, the bullies will take, and I've had that this year, so I know full hand, but they'll take the piss a bit more and be a bit more in your face. Whereas if you turn around and say, don't ever do that to me again. And then he's like, oh. I mean, to be fair, I should have been like that earlier this year. Because the old raggy would have been a lot more in their face back and been brutal at piss taking, which I am brutal when I can be. I've worked with some people over the years and I've been evil. I mean, I'm not the person I used to be, but yeah, I could really take the mick. So, what does that say? Unmistakably northern. Well, I'm from the East Midlands, so fair dues there. And I do like the of Manchester. Two good breweries in Manchester that I know of at least. Robinson's and obviously Joseph Holt. There are obviously a hell of a lot more breweries in Manchester. Like they are in Nottingham. You know, Nottingham, you think Castle Rock. You think probably Blue Monkey. Who actually aren't in Nottingham, on the borders. And probably Shipston's, if you remember the old days. O'Mails, Lincoln Green. But there's a hell of a lot more beyond that. You know, that list is probably in its 20s now. And if not more, you know. There's a lot of people who've got the stuff to brew their own beer. I mean, I'm on Nottingham Brewers Group, and there's some people on there brewing their own stuff, and it's amazing. I'd love to review it, but I did a post tonight, and you know, for me, I want to brew a rum and raisin stout, imperial stout. I mean, there's the cheating way of doing it, and buying a stout kit, brewing a load of raisins, banging the raisins in, bottle of rum. I mean, is it a cheat? I don't know. Doing the brew, when the brew finishes, adding the rum to it, so much anyway, a full bottle, adding the rum to it, and it would that be classed as a real rum and raisin? It'd be bloody strong. And you know, I thought about it tonight and I thought, that's interesting. And the same thing is with plum gins. Could you get a plum flavoured gin, add it to a stout, and make it into a plum stout, plum porter? Or is that really just cheating? There you go. If you're not a brewer and you can't do it the way they do it, what's wrong with doing it the cheating way? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Oh, I've got to say, a true Raggy Avenue beer. It's not the strongest. It's not always about the strength. I do like stronger beers. I prefer stronger beers. But I taste, aroma, you know, flavour, taste, experience. It's what counts with all beers. The right place, drinking it in the right place with the right company. You know, forget COVID times. You're sat in a pub, you get a pint poured out, you're drinking it. You're with your mates. Oh God, that's nice. And you get home, and it might be totally different. And it's the experience of drinking it that makes it. And you know, when COVID does one, It'd be nice to have. Imagine having the beer room. You know, you could fit 6 people in there quite easily. And if I scrounge them bar stools from work, because there's some bar stools at work that are just getting wet at the moment. If I dry them out, bring them home, have 2 or 3 bar stools in here as well. And there's 4. I've got 4 at work, and he says I can have them. I'm just getting wet at the moment, although the wood's fine, and the seats will dry out, no problem anyway. But certainly might be a thing to have 2 or 3 bar stools in here. And they are proper pub bar stools from Cockcliffe Country Manor. So it would be like I'm bringing a bit of work home. And yeah, it might be a thing. I might have to do it. Yeah. So thoroughly enjoying this. Let's hope it makes it to B&M again this year. I don't understand the logistics of how B&M get hold of their stock. I know they've got so many. They've got some good beers. I mean, King Goblin's one of their full-time beers now. Has all the Wickwar beers, 2 of them. Anyways, Porter and the 6.1, both amazing beers. They've got a decent mini range, although I would like them to get more one-offs like they used to. Same with Own Bargains, that their range has died back a bit recently. I am hoping this weekend. I've got both gardens to do tomorrow. So I'm hoping after I've done this will be the final review tonight. I'm not doing any more reviews today. Don't want to get a bollocking. Might have a drink later, but that's by the by. But yeah, too many videos all at once is not good anyway for the channel. No one watches them. I've noticed that this week. With some reviews, when I didn't do reviews, loads are getting watched. Then all of a sudden I've done a couple of reviews and some aren't getting watched. But sometimes different spirits don't get watched by the beer drinkers, and you can understand that. So I don't mind that. I like catering to more, like the homebrew stuff. Some people watch homebrew and some people don't, which is all good. It's not just about beer. It's it's about all alcohol. And it's just the fact I'm a pisshead, and can't get over it. Needs to have a shave. Get rid of this dodgy looking tash. Don't like tashes, and I certainly don't like beards. And I don't mind telling people either, because you see some, and they do it just because it's a fashion icon, and you think to yourself, I mean, if you had a beard all your life, then and you love beards, that's fair dues. It's the fashion. It's like the people who get Bros haircuts. You think to yourself, when that was around, and I went to ice skating, and all these lads got the same haircut, and you're thinking, what a bunch of. But yeah, I never had a boss haircut. That's spike hair. Yeah. Oh, a true decent beer. Good strength, nice taste. Hard to pick out some of the taste, I must admit. I'm getting a rich fruit taste to it, but picking out the distinctive taste, very difficult. Yeah, I don't think it's not even Halloween yet. Halloween's tomorrow. Fireworks are going off. Yeah. I don't know how they can afford it. I don't, because it costs so much. Some of these fireworks cost so much. I'd rather spend money on beer. So tomorrow we're going shopping at Morrison's. So I'm gonna have a look at Morrison's tonight. I'm gonna post on the site 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I reckon a live review. I'll get 3 from Morrison's, and I'm edging towards a bit of a battle of the plum porters again. So St. Peter's, try and get Titanic and try and get another one, but I will post on the YouTube channel first, just to make sure, because you never know what you're going to get from the shops. So I'll try and get 4 and see where we go. But as beers go, don't mind there's water on the floor. There's a dog's weed on my floor. Scruffy little get. I'm sitting here tonight. I mean, there's a little bit of a chill, but it's warm compared to normal. It's about 14 degrees in here still, so it's pretty decent. Can't fault it for this time of the year, nearly November. And it is that time of the year when I do a lot more reviews in the house. But while the gas bottle still goes, I think I'm going to keep it in the shed, because at least down here I can review and it's peaceful and I am not bothering everyone in the house. Plus, I can have longer reviews and not get, someone coming down to use the toilet or someone coming down to cook food and all that. So, when you look at the coronavirus issue at the moment, oh my gosh, with other countries going into a full lockdown, are we on the verge of a full 3-week lockdown just to get us to Christmas so we can actually have a Christmas? I think it may be coming, I do think it may be coming. I remember the lockdown in March. All of a sudden the roads are empty. I mean, it was great for getting to and from work. It will not affect me in the slightest because the business I work for is actually closed anyway. So me being in the lockdown situation means nothing, because the last 2 days I've worked on my own. 3 out of the 5 days this week I've worked on my own. I've not seen no one for 3 out of the 5 days. And sometimes it's nice to see someone, nice to get some interaction and that. And especially while I'm in the transition period of making the gardens at both locations into what I want to make them into. And today I've had a right tough day of brambles, fucking brambles. I hate them, I do. We never had them on the Arboretum. And spiky little bastards. Pardon my French. But I've been digging loads of the little bleeders up today. And they're all getting burnt. Not messing about with brambles. Brambles and nettles burn every bit of them, so they just disintegrate, so you never see them again. But what I'm going to try to do is get the main part of the Cockliff project, as I'm calling it, the main gardens done before March, because that's critical. Get it all planted up, as many different plants as I can. Beg, borrow, pinch, well not pinch, but certainly beg and borrow, and see what I can grow myself. And then in full, start the big project, the kitchen garden and the field project at Cockliff. So exciting having multiple projects at multiple places. And it's all about. And even though sometimes I mean I've had not the greatest day because the bloody mower broke, and it stresses me out. I think that I broke it, and this is a thing with anxiety. You think, oh, are they going to blame me? Have I fucked it up? And it always makes you worry, and it does me anyway. And that's the sort of person I am. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm too stressy. But I don't mind telling it how it is. In life, you'd rather someone just say to you, I don't like you, mate, I think you're a cunt, than to be watching you back and thinking, I know he don't like me. And to know that is a better way, because you know, and you know where you stand with them. But saying that, sometimes that works that way. You know they don't like you, and then when they work with you, they understand the person you are. I've had this at not this firm, last firm, but the one before that. Had a person absolutely slagging me off a treat when I wasn't there. I knew all this because my workmate, she told me all this, and she wasn't happy about it anyway because she knows the sort of person I am, my background. And then when he works with me and sees the sort of person I am, realizes that I'm not trying to be an arse. I've come from a different background to his background, in a gardening way anyway. And he understands, and there's a mutual admiration for what I've done from him. And sometimes it's just mistaken, some of the things in life. Anyway, get to the last beer. 20 minutes in, job's a good one. End of the review. Oh, what a little cracker of beer. Gets me in the mood for Christmas. And the lights are going on the big Christmas tree, November the 1st. The Christmas trees aren't going up, but the big Christmas tree is getting its lights on. It's outside, it's 20 foot high. Make a statement. I don't care about the neighbours. All I care about is spreading that bit of getting the Christmas festivities up and running. Oh yeah. But anyway, for me, a Christmas beer. It looks Christmassy. I don't know if it is, but it looks it. And it was certainly bought out at Christmas up at B&M, which for me brings it out as a Christmas beer. 6%, love the beer. Good, nice, strong, dark, malty flavours, rich fruit flavours for me. Not as prevalent as the two beers I mentioned earlier, but still a very, very nice beer and well worth a try. Out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. Very nice. And that's it for this beer review. Time to go inside. And my dinner's coming. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers.